All right, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to this isn't exactly a Monday night Raw, right? Because it ain't night no more. What's all this daylight we got going on? Anyways, put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me clearly. We got this sun shining super bright. Let me tell you something. It looks like it's like 2 o'clock in the morning right now. One of my lights is out. All right, y'all. But yeah, so basically, I'm going to be making like a little pre-workout juice and talking a little bit more about juicing and how to use it on your fitness journey. But yeah, put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me clearly. Let me wash this off right quick. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long tonight. But I'm gonna go prep this up right quick. And this ain't gonna take that long either. And I'll be talking a little bit about why I do this pre-workout juice this way and why you would want to consider doing this. All right, cool. So we got the 1s in the chat. I'm coming through loud and clear. There we go. All right. I gotta weigh this out because this is a bit of a smaller melon here. So depending on the weight and how it comes out, I may add a little something to it. I may add a little extra to it. And I know exactly what I'm gonna add. But before I move forward, let me make a quick adjustment. There we go. All right, now I should sound even better now. Right? All right. Okay, do I sound better now? How does that should be like a little slight upgrade, right? In a subtle way. This juice is gonna be around like a 32 ounce. There's gonna be 32 ounces of juice we got going on here. I wanna get it to 32 ounces. That's what I wanna get it to. All right. So this is going to be particularly good for improving blood pressure, improving blood flow, right? And improving muscle growth and training performance. All right, what's that saying? Amaria, what's going on? Good to see you in here. Shalom. I think that's what you're trying to say there. Miss Carol, what's going on? Will this juice help with angina? Well, it should. It should prevent something like that from happening. All right. So we're going to start off here. And I'll show y'all my juicer in action. I'm gonna have to mute my mic though when that thing is going because it's a little loud. It's a small juicer. I like it. It's nice and small and compact. Right? But basically, pre-workout juices in particular, like this honeydew, this right here is a really good juice for blood pressure. Actually, a lot of people have high blood pressure issues or just blood flow issues in general. So basically this melon is like a lot of water, vitamin C, and B vitamins. It's like a B complex. So it's a good source of thiamine, good source of niacin, good source of folate and pyridoxine, right? And so basically all of that is really important for muscle protein synthesis, the formation of new nerves, muscle cells, and assisting in angiogenesis, which is the formation of new blood vessels, right? The formation of new vascular tissue. So this melon is really good for that. Vitamin C is needed for collagen elastin. And so basically the abundance of vitamin C is really important for this here. Let me take this banner down right quick. Here we go. And it's 90% water, right? So basically, it's not going to, you know, people may say, well, what about what's it going to do to my blood sugar? And basically, it's 90% water. So it's not like you're going to be getting an abundance of water in this, right? Like 32 ounces of this stuff is like it's like 86 grams of glucose, right? But ideally, you would have this pre-workout. So when you get a spike in your blood sugar before a workout, that's not a bad thing. It's actually could be to a great benefit, right? So you just basically get an abundance of fresh energy from this here. So basically it's nothing but upside. And ideally, if you're gonna have a blood sugar spike, it typically should be in the morning, right? So really wake you up and get that mental alertness going, right? So I got this juice that I'm running here, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of something to it in the end. Now, what you can add to it is optional, right? But you'll see what I mean, right? So basically you can combine the fruit juice with also supplementation of different minerals or amino acids, right? To help with, you know, improving blood sugar and things like that, as well as muscle recovery, etc. And gut health, right? So I can get into that as well. So basically, but you know, let's get to the juice first. All right. So before I run this through the juicer, I'm going to weigh it out first, because basically what I want is I want a certain amount of juice, right? I want like 32 ounces of juice, right? So I'm gonna drink. What I want to do is get well hydrated. So this type of pre-workout is ideal for getting in a lot of water, right? To get really well hydrated. You want to start your day off getting really hydrated, right? In order to maximize training performance and reduce the likelihood of muscle cramps and having fatigue set in really quickly, right? So this type of juice can significantly reduce the rate of fatigue during a workout. So basically you improve training performance and you get more work out of your workout, so to speak, right? Because, you know, your muscle fibers and everything can fire harder for longer, right? So this is specifically like a fitness thing. This can also be very beneficial for weight loss also, and the reason why is because the detoxification of a juice like this, right? So this helps to clear waste out of your cells, all right? So basically just walking y'all through this right quick. I'm gonna cut this up and then I'm gonna weigh it out. And depending on how much I get in the weight and how much this fills up the bowl, that's going to determine if I add any extra fruits to this. I don't plan on adding any extra fruits to it, but if I need to, then I will. All right. Now, I'm actually going to drink this juice tonight because I'm going to do a little bit of late cardio tonight. I don't normally work. I save all of my workouts for in the morning, all of my exercise stuff for in the mornings. I don't really do evening stuff, but it's really early. I already did my workout today, but I didn't hit all of my target zones for today. I got a little caught up, so I got to finish up what I started on this morning. I have specific cardio loads that I strive for. And so I got to do a little bit more, probably like another 30 minutes or so for tonight. So I figured, you know what? I might as well get this juice in beforehand, and I'll share this with y'all while I do it. And if y'all have any questions or anything like that, definitely post them in the chat and I get to them. Right? But yeah, so a fast like this is better to me, in my opinion. This is better than like a caffeinated pre-workout. And, you know, some people, you know, let's say you have high blood pressure, you may not really want to take a pre-workout with like caffeine and stuff like that in it. you know, because that could be a little nerve wracking. You don't want anything that's going to give you heart palpitations or anything like that, right? You don't want to take anything that's too much of a stimulant. If you're a very anxious person, right, you probably don't want like the caffeine and stuff like that. So this is like a natural stimulant, right? Where it's not going to give you the heart racing and all of this type of stuff, because you're powering your body not through necessarily the hard activation of your adrenal glands, but more so of getting that blood sugar spike and adequate hydration. And this will actually improve insulin sensitivity. So this is actually really good for diabetics as well, right? So if you're a diabetic, one of the best things you can do is actually start eating earlier in the morning and actually juicing in the mornings. So a lot of the diabetics I have, we actually break the fast earlier in the day with a juice before the workout, right? So when you interrupt when you interrupt that's not the right way to put it. So basically, a lot of the times with diabetics, you'll wake up with elevated blood sugar, and your blood sugar may take a long time to go down in the morning, right? So basically, what drives your blood sugar down is actually getting a blood sugar spike from fruit in the morning. So the fruit would increase your blood sugar kind of slightly, but then your blood sugar will come down a lot quicker, right? So your blood sugar actually comes down faster after the fruit or after the juice, right? It's kind of counterintuitive because you think, oh, well, I'm diabetic and my blood sugar is already high first thing in the morning. Isn't the fruit going to push my blood sugar up higher? Not necessarily. And the reason why is because the high blood sugar is a result of stress, right? So you're getting a big time adrenal response that's pushing your blood sugar up. So you can interrupt that adrenal response and soften up the level of cortisol that you have pumping through your body. And then you interrupt that with hydration and glucose, as well as B vitamins and vitamin C and malic acid and all that. And that reduces stress, right? And it dilates your vascular system. And those are the conditions that you need to make in order to improve your blood pressure, your blood sugar, and all of that. And when you improve your blood sugar and your blood pressure, you improve both of those things at the same time, right? They're kind of intrinsically related. All right, thanks for the video. Is there much benefit to working out in a fasted state? I've heard different things. It depends on what you're used to doing, right? Like if you're trying to maximize muscle growth, it would actually be more beneficial to, like, for example, juice before the workout, like something like this. Now, fasting, let's say if you train in a fasted state, that's really good for fat metabolism, right? So, and that's good for like dropping body fat and that type of thing. If you're trying to get as lean as possible, you can get a lot of benefit from doing that. If you're trying to maximize muscle growth, if you're trying to reduce stress and things like that, if you're trying to improve your blood pressure, then the juicing first thing in the morning with something like this could be even more beneficial, right? So now typically when I juice melon, it's typically, I try to get like 32 ounces. So let me weigh this here. All right. So we're gonna see how much this comes out to right quick. And if I'm a little short on the ounces, then I'll add red grapes to this. That's what I'll do. So let's see, we're up to 1 pound. That's what we're up to so far. So we want 2 pounds of fruit. That's what we want. We want 2 pounds. We're almost there. I think we're gonna get it. I think we're gonna get our 32 ounces. So we just do straight up honeydew melon and the juice, real simple. All right, so we got a little bit more than 2 pounds. There we go. All right. So we got 35 ounces, actually. So we hit our target for how much of the fruit we want. And usually, when I fill up this white bowl, it's usually enough juice for me to get, it's usually enough fruit for me to get the amount of juice that I want. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. How much water do you drink, or do you get your hydration solely from fruit? I drink water. I just don't drink much water throughout the day because I get most of my water from my food, and I get it from like herbal teas and things like this. All right, so let's break out the juicer. All right. Plug in. Do a little test run. Uh-oh. Just got to make sure things are adequately. There we go. Locked in. All right. So you see this? You see how small this juicer is? This is why particularly I really like this. I'm gonna turn it to the side so y'all can see. Well, let me see if I can turn it a little bit more towards y'all. All right, there we go. So this is one of them slow masticating juicers. It's real. It's real small. I kind of like it. It's compact, but it's not like, you know, the $400 or $600 ones where you can throw like a whole like orange and apple and all types of stuff in there where you don't have to peel anything. This juicer, you gotta, you know, you can't just throw the whole melon or the whole apple in there and things like that. Right, so you gotta do a little bit of work, but I'm fine with that. Later on, when it fits the budget, I may get more of a high-powered, one of them high-powered juicers with the huge bin up top. All right, that's all I can fit in there. All right, so y'all can see that. So basically how this juicer is the pulp will come out on this container and the juice will come out on this one. And this basically has like a little nozzle that you can pull out and the juice will come out that way. All right, so let me mute my mic right quick. So y'all don't gotta hear all of that mechanical noise. All right, y'all. So I got a little bit more. It's not quite my 32 ounces left, so I'm gonna throw a little extra something in there. All right, let's see. Is there any benefit of working out right during a fasted state? First thing in the morning, okay. I usually work out after a bowl of grapes and have good energy. Yeah, I mean, you know, the juicing in the morning, I think, is definitely gonna give you a high-powered workout for sure. Let's see. All right. Thanks for the videos too. Always super helpful. I appreciate that. Absolutely. All right. So we said, is honeydew considered low glycemic? You could, it's 90% water. So is it considered low glycemic? I think it's more so moderate, somewhere in the middle. It's not high glycemic. It's not necessarily low, but it's 90% water, right? So it's not gonna, it's, you know, it's not anything crazy. Let's see, which juicer is this? This is the Nama 2. Yeah, this isn't any of those. This is like a small, kind of fairly inexpensive juicer I got on Amazon. I'm gonna put it up in my tribe shop, but I've been using it for a little bit and I like it. It looks like the Kuving juicer. Yeah, I hope that's how you say it, right? Cuvings. I want to upgrade my Cuvings to the 10, but the one I have still works fine. Yeah, those are like the heavy duty. Those are the Cadillacs of juicing, right? Which fruits do you recommend directly after a workout for recovery and muscle growth? Yeah, my top one after a workout is bananas, right? So I'll definitely do bananas post workout. All right, so let me add a little something to this. And actually, all right, so I'm gonna add some grapes to the juice. And this will give me some extra vitamin K, some resveratrol, extra vitamin C, extra thiamine, copper. This is actually a lot of copper in grapes. So I'm gonna add about 8 ounces of grapes in here. All right. So that's 4 ounces. Boom, 8 ounces. There we go. I gotta go ahead and get me some more grapes. All right, so let me mute up one more time while I run this juicer. All right, y'all. So we got our 8 ounces of grapes in here and the juice. So let me close that. All right, so this is how much grapes, this is how much juice I got in here. So right up to the line, we've got 26 ounces. All right, fair enough. I'm not gonna stickle too much. So we're gonna pour this in here. So basically I try to fill up this mason jar here. All right. And there's a little bit of juice actually in the pulp. So I want to see if I can, how greedy I can get. Pour a little bit of that juice in there. It's just a marginal amount. And you know what I'm going to do too, is I can kind of mash down this pulp. Let's see if I can get a little bit more juice. This is a lot of soluble fiber in here too, so it's kind of gelatinous. So there's not like a whole lot of juice that you can get out of the pulp. It just seems real wet. But the pulp is gelatinous. It's not like this is another thing too why like melon is really good for gut health because of all the soluble fiber. It creates like this gelatinous, like here, it's like a gel, the fiber. It's not wet though, right? So there's not like, I just squeezed it and kind of crammed it down. So if you really cram it down, it's basically like a gel. It's not really much juice in there, right? And they basically, when you eat melon, it's really, really easy on your gut. So like if you have gut health issues or digestive issues, melon is like a really easy food on your gut, right? All of that fiber, it's basically just a gel and it coats your stomach. So it creates like a barrier that facilitates easy digestion. And it lines it just lines your gut, right? So it's really good for like IBS and things like that. So I'm a big fan of melon because of that. So when people come to me with gut health issues, melon is really good for that. So like cantaloupe, watermelon, honeydew. Honeydew in particular has a lot of soluble fiber. It's really good for that. Now, this right here on its own is a good pre-workout juice. But what you could do also in addition, if you wanted to improve the blood flow effects, you can add citrulline malate, right? So you can add like 3 grams of it. So this is an amino acid called citrulline and malic acid combined, right? So the citrulline malate. Citrulline malate basically are 2 naturally occurring amino acids that are often found in melons, especially watermelon. And basically what citrulline and malic acid does, well, malic acid is really good for like organ tissue repair, cardiovascular tissue repair, and the elimination of acid. So malic acid helps to dissolve acid to turn it into like a liquid or a gas to help move it through your kidneys and flush waste and acid out of your body. So malic acid is really good for that. And actually fruits are very rich in malic acid. Malic acid is a good detoxifier. And then citrulline is a vasodilator, right? So it dilates your vascular tissues and increases nitric oxide levels in your body. So it's really good pre-workout, right? And it's really good for lowering your blood pressure because it dilates your vascular system and improves oxygen uptake, right? The melon naturally does that on its own, but basically you can enhance those effects by adding additional citrulline to it. And then this is taurine, right? So it's like 2 grams of taurine. And basically taurine is a really good amino acid for powering your nervous system and your brain, right? So it's good for, so taurine is an amino acid that's really good for ramping up lipolysis, which is the metabolism of fat. right? And then it improves energy conversion, so converting glucose into usable oxygen in the form of ATP more effectively. So you get better energy levels because you get more efficient cycling of glucose, converting it into energy. You get increased oxygen uptake, which is really good for blood pressure, blood flow, insulin sensitivity, mental focus, that type of thing. And taurine is also really good for building and repairing vascular tissues. So this is really good if you actually have vascular damage, varicose veins, arterial stiffening, calcification, this type of thing. Taurine is really good for reversing things like that. All right. And also what you can put in this is magnesium malate. You can put that in there, or magnesium glycinate as well, right? I'm not going to put that in here though, because that's something that I would more so drink before bed, right? And I don't want to put too much supplementation in the juice. So those are the two things. But in the morning, you can also put 5 grams of creatine monohydrate in here. Creatine is really good for improving insulin sensitivity, hydrating muscle tissue, improving ATP conversion inside your brain and muscle tissues, and driving training performance, right? So creatine is also really good for that, and increasing fullness and whatnot, and sarcoplasmic volume inside muscle tissue. This is really good for that too, great creatine. And you can also put 5 grams of glutamine in here. And glutamine is an amino acid that's really good for repairing muscle tissue, growing new muscle tissue, and repairing your gut lining, right? So vitamin D and glutamine together are really good for improving your gut lining, to actually healing your gut and maintaining optimal digestive health. Right? So if that's something that you want to optimize, you can also add that to this as well, right? But I'm not going to load it up too much, so it's just going to be these 2 things, and that's pretty much it. The taurine doesn't have a taste. The citrulline malate creates like a, it almost tastes like lemon or lime. It creates a tanginess, right? So it would be almost like if you were to add oranges or something like this to the juice, right? It's got like a tangy kind of kick to it. If you add the citrulline, everything else doesn't really have a taste. So creatine monohydrate, taurine, magnesium, if you get it unflavored, it doesn't really have a taste. The only thing that would have a taste is the citrulline. All right, so I'm gonna drink this. Let me actually taste this with the grapes and whatnot right quick. And I added the citrulline to it. Yeah, that's so good. That tastes like candy. It's insanely good. This is like really good. Yeah, that's amazing. It tastes like candy. But in any case, yeah, so that's it. You can also do another good combination is grapefruit, tangerines, and grapes. But the glucose content, the sugar content is going to be a lot higher with that. So I picked the honeydew. I picked the melon because it's more mild. It's mostly water. The sugar content is lower, actually, with melon, especially like honeydew or cantaloupe or something like this, or even watermelon. The sugar content's lower. The sugar content would be a bit higher in watermelon, but not so with honeydew. Honeydew is more mild, right? And cantaloupe also. Those are more on the mild side, or hammy melon, this type of thing. If for whatever reason you wanted less of a glucose content in this, which I don't necessarily know why you would, but if you did, you can do half the amount of honeydew and then add cucumber. So cucumber is also a good source of vitamin K, vitamin C, silica for DNA protection, as well as citrulline, right, for vasodilation, right? So cucumber is really good for that as well. All right. So that's pretty much it, what I wanted to share with y'all. I'm gonna get after it, but let me get to y'all questions first before I head out. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Which fruits do you recommend directly after? Oh, yeah, I answered that. All right, let's see. How can I lose weight without cutting calories? Well, I mean, generally speaking, increasing the amount of food you eat often helps with weight loss, right? Especially with a more fruitarian diet. Do you consider that one serving or are you dividing it? Yeah, this is one serving. I'm drinking this all in one shot. Let's see. Is that the same as L-citrulline malate? Yeah, it's the same thing. Same thing. All right, y'all. Well, yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna hold y'all too long tonight. Tonight's gonna be a bit of a short one, just straight to the point with the juice. If y'all want more streams with the juicing and things like that, or y'all want me to do more juicing content, definitely let me know, right? So I'll do more juicing as well. All right. So having said that, definitely, folks, smash the like button, like the stream if you like the stream. Oh yeah, final thing I'll say, if you can book a call with me, so you can hit the link in the description of this video to book a call with me if you want to talk to me one-on-one and kind of talk out, what's the best approach to your goals or any questions that you may have, struggles or things that you need some input on. I do that as well. And if you want to join my 12-week mentorship, the link to the description is in the link to that is in the description as well. All right, y'all. So much appreciated, much love to y'all. Eat well, get some good sleep, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Yeah.